Alright everyone, hello, and this week our spice of the month is in fact one associated with Scorpio, and that is cumin. Now, if you guys have ever used cumin before, you probably have used it in something like, say, any kind of Latin American or even Middle Eastern dishes. That's because cumin is that spice that when you smell it, if you've ever smelled like a taco seasoning, it's just the first link, right? Whenever we smell cumin, it's very easy to associate with those more savory dishes, meaty dishes, and it goes so well in all kinds of many foods that we know and love, like burritos and tacos, like curries, all that kind of stuff. So as you might guess, cumin is actually originally a Western Asian spice, and it is related to things like dill and carrots and celery and all those other kinds of things, and you can tell that because you can tell just by the way it flowers that it is in that family. Nowadays, India and Iran are actually the main exporters of this spice, but it is a pretty hardy spice, and so it's really easy to grow it all over, and there are a lot of different countries around the world that do now cultivate their own, levels of cumin, because it is a pretty hardy plant, easy to grow, easy to care for, and it makes a lot of this really nice, pungent, earthy spice. In fact, it's being used way back in, antiquity and even further back. So while in its native region it's been used for many things, it was later after that the Greeks and Romans picked up on it, and they started using it for all kinds of stuff. As a religious and spiritual ceremony spice, they used it in a lot of their cuisines. They also used it as kind of superstitious means to keep evil away. While Europe did have it for a little while, obviously with the spice trade and everything, it didn't quite catch on the same way, kind of petered out in the Middle Ages, and after that it stayed mostly a spice that was very near and dear to all kinds of, Southeast Asians, Western Asians, and Latin American cuisines. Medicinally, this is a really cool plant just because it is mainly used for its anti-inflammatory and its anti-spasmodic properties. So knowing that a lot of the foods that I cook this with, for instance, like my pumpkin curry or my chicken taco bowls, these things that I'm using are often also getting used alongside spices like ginger, turmeric, cinnamon, other things that have also been known to be really good for blood flow and just anti-inflammatory properties. When you put them all together, it is a great way to just kind of boost your health levels, and kind of, especially if you are someone that deals with inflammation, just keep it down a little bit. It can also increase the amount that you go pee, which means that it is some level of a diuretic, and it's also used as a digestive aid. It's got a very interesting flavor, and if you know that it's related to things like dill and carrots, also in caraway specifically, you know that these things also are pretty good for digestion. Caraway seeds especially are ones that my mom always told me to put in if you're cooking cabbage or something, because it kind of helps break down the gas. Cumin too does the same thing. Cumin seeds look very similar to caraway seeds. It also might be something of a nerve stimulant, and it has a lot of really good vitamins in it. It also has a lot of good amount of iron and magnesium. So if you need vitamin C or vitamin A, or you need iron or magnesium, cumin can help a little bit. But remember, don't replace actual medicine with a tablespoon of cumin. Take the supplements you need to take as directed by your doctor. Now, of course, in terms of magic, cumin is one of those things that I don't know how many people are actually looking at for the magic, but let me tell you that they definitely should be, because there's a lot of interesting superstitions around it, especially when it comes to, just keeping the mind clear, keeping yourself safe, and so on. Specifically, the kind of protection that it does, not only just like physical protection, warding things away, specifically, this actually helps keep people faithful. So people used to believe that if you scattered seeds or the powder of cumin around your chickens, that it would keep them from wandering off. And it also believed that you could keep your lovers faithful by using cumin, whether it be satchels of cumin or cumin seeds or something like that. They could help keep your lover faithful. It was also used in conjunction with frankincense, burned at weddings as a kind of wedding incense to ensure that fidelity and protection of the couple. And for some reason, Germans and Italians, I guess, thought that if you baked bread with cumin in it, that the bread wouldn't get stolen by any fairies or little imps or anything. Okay. But it is overall something that just provides a lot of peace of mind. It's something that can help you, especially when it comes to, attracting and keeping love. There are a lot of things that attract love, but there are not a lot of things that keep love. So if you finally get yourself a new partner and you like them and you want them to stay, feed them something like pumpkin curry, taco bowls, or anything else that would use cumin in it. In fact, that is a great way to transition into the actual culinary uses, because I know I'm saying curry and, taco meat a lot, but that's not the only ways you can use it. There are all kinds of things that use it. Gyro meat, there is chutneys, there's all kinds of different sauces, there's all kinds of, other flavorful things that you can make with it. And of course, curry itself, just as a topic of food, is so incredibly diverse. It's not like curry is a one-size-fits-all term. There's many, many, many different kinds of curries. Because it's got that kind of zesty, sharp taste, but also that really earthy taste to it, it can actually be used to highlight sweetness in a lot of dishes. So I've been bringing up pumpkin curry quite a bit. If you guys know what pumpkin puree tastes like, and yes, I do mean like Libby's like out the can pumpkin puree, that is the base of this curry. I will use an actual pureed pumpkin to make the base of it, because that sweetness of the pumpkin and other squashes like it goes so well with that smoky, earthy, just bold spice that is cumin. Whether you're making like shawarma, adobo, or any other kind of sauce, it's going to show up there. And it also shows up a lot in your many different seasoning blends, right? If you guys like curry powder as a seasoning, you bet cumin is in there, along with other things like fenugreek and coriander and all these other kinds of really nice, earthy, sharp, pungent spices. And also, for my vegetarian friends, cumin adds a really nice meatiness to dishes. So if you are making, for instance, a chickpea curry, that is a really great place to use cumin. Chickpea curries are fantastic as a vegan curry, and they also can be very hearty and meaty, and that cumin just wakes it all right up, especially when you compare it and use it with other warming spices, right? So if you're making that chickpea curry and you include other things like, the ginger, the turmeric, a little bit of cinnamon, maybe even a little bit of like a floral note like oregano, it can work really, really well. Cumin plays very nicely with these specific kinds of floral flavors and other sharp, earthy flavors. So next time you guys think that bucket of cumin in your closet is only for taco night, no. There are many, many things you can do with it, and many, many ways that you can appreciate it, different cuisines you could try out. I definitely suggest when you have a new spice like this, that you check out foods of the area that it comes from. So if we know that this is a West Asian / Mediterranean / just generally Middle Eastern spice, look up dishes from there, how they make their curries, how they make their spice blends and other such things. Also check out all the different Latin American dishes that use cumin, because it is a worldwide spice. It's being grown in Argentina and all these other kinds of places too. That way, not only are you going to get a little bit more variety in your weekly dinner lineup, but you're also going to have much more interesting spices on your table when it comes to the magic. And if you're having trouble with someone who keeps having that wandering eye, load them up with a cumin dish. Just saying. With all that said, I will see you guys next time for some more Kitchen Witch conversations. Hope you have a great rest of your week. See ya.